No animal is as close to extinction as the human being. If you think about it, danger lurks wherever we move, and we aren't even aware of how close we are to reaching the end of our existence. In fact, every year we witness natural catastrophes, pandemics, and an endless number of dangers that could completely exterminate us, and you should know about them. For this reason, this time we'll talk about the 5 greatest threats that could end human existence and how close we are to them being irreversible. Are you ready to find out? Then it's time to move on to the scary future. Number 5. Nuclear war. One of the greatest fears that have kept mankind on edge since the Cold War has been the alarming increase in the number of nuclear warheads possessed by the different countries of the world. It's estimated that they have enough weapons to destroy our planet 3 times. The most alarming aspect of this fact is that any world tension or conflict could lead to absolute chaos. This has been demonstrated by the recent events between Russia and Ukraine. But even for several years now, nuclear deterrence has been a fundamental element of the world as we know it today. However, this could change soon, especially as tensions escalate into open and increasingly economic conflicts. The world could see a nuclear war before its eyes without anyone noticing. One mistake, one wrong move, or a couple of wrong decisions is enough to unleash hell on Earth. Destruction would take less than 24 hours and the effects of radiation would completely devastate life as we know it today. A tragedy of this magnitude would claim the lives of virtually the entire population of the Earth, and the planet would probably never recover from such chaos. Number 4. Pandemics. In the last 2 years, humanity has discovered how weak we are as a species when faced with a pandemic. Viruses can become lethal and produce silent death that no one can prevent or even predict. However, although diseases have caused more deaths than wars, so far we may have suffered from something very mild compared to what could emerge in the future. According to different specialists, the risk of a deadly virus being released from a laboratory is extremely low. However, these experiments could be the beginning of our end, especially when it comes to biotechnology. Developed countries are currently working in this peculiar area. All kinds of experiments that randomly enhance or weaken diseases are being developed. It also creates different viruses and bacteria that, at some point, can become biological weapons capable of decimating the human population. The current pandemic has shown how devastating something like this can be not only to the economy, but to people's lives. If any government were to use these experiments for acts of war or to sabotage enemy countries, humanity could really be in a serious predicament. Number 3. The terror of technology. Another of the great dangers that could subject humanity to catastrophic extinction comes precisely from technology and the vast capabilities it has been given in recent years to solve problems and develop its own reasoning. This is known as superintelligence or artificial intelligence and is present in practically every process you know today. In the last 5 years, it has managed to penetrate numerous markets, processes, and services throughout the world. According to specialists, artificial intelligence is getting closer to replacing human beings in making decisions on complex and simple tasks. Its uses are infinite and could improve the lives of our species, although it could also rebel against us. It's believed that the day could come when artificial intelligence considers that, in order to fulfill certain objectives, it must protect humans from their own destruction, which would lead them to attack, subjugate or isolate us in order to avoid wars, overpopulation, diseases, and any other risk to our survival. If fulfilled, artificial intelligence would dominate practically all aspects of our lives and determine all the principles of our freedom. This way, we would live enslaved to the machines and to what they considered best for us. Although that's the best case scenario since they could simply decide to completely exterminate us. Number 2. Nanotechnology. Just as artificial intelligence poses a danger to human freedom, nanotechnology poses a threat to the world as we know it. For many, this technology represents a step in the right direction toward total control of atomic and molecular matter, but it could have a serious consequence in the future. Like biotechnology, access to nanotechnology could have almost immediate negative effects due to its enormous toxicity and environmental impact. But this wouldn't be the only consequence. Nanotechnology could help to make arms production cheaper and provide the opportunity for entire nations to manufacture their own weapons with few resources and in a very short time. This would initiate an arms race that could have almost immediate consequences. Throughout the world, countries would once again compete to impose their superiority, and it would be a matter of time before an armed struggle would begin with technology that we cannot even imagine, that would be capable of wiping out humanity with the same precision as nuclear bombs. Number 1. The unknown of space. Although you can imagine 10 or 20 dangers that could soon exterminate us, such as climate change, for example, there's one that has been with us since the first civilizations populated Babylon and Mesopotamia. It's the danger that lurks beyond the clouds, right in the heart of space. No matter how much technological progress we have made as species, nothing seems to be enough to understand what lurks in the stars. Scientists continue to question what lurks beyond our advanced telescopes, but have a hunch that it won't be any good. The possibility of extraterrestrial life presenting itself to us increases with each discovery. But if this were to happen, many analysts believe that it wouldn't be with peaceful intentions, since if extraterrestrials really wanted to communicate with us, they would have already done so. For this reason, it's best to assume that aliens will try to invade our planet to take over our natural resources. The extraction of these important resources will, of course, involve the extermination of mankind through violence or through starvation, lack of water, and so many other elements that sustain life on our planet. Of course, it's difficult to draw any conclusions from a future scenario regarding extraterrestrials. So far, space is silent, although it isn't the only one. Asteroid impacts, climate change, and so many other natural disasters keep themselves in the most resounding silence while humanity continues to move towards its end. Every step we take brings us closer to our own extermination. No one knows precisely when it will happen, or if we will be able to avoid it, but it's clear that today more than ever, our species is in danger of extinction. If you have enjoyed this video and would like to continue learning about other terrifying scenarios that could mean the end of humanity, you'd better check out the following videos and witness the terrifying future that we'd have to deal with in less time than you can imagine.